Hello? Okay, so I was like thinking yesterday, I was like walking back to race, and I don't know, I feel like I really wish I had like the time to like record all of like, not all, but like some of my like thoughts and like stuff, because it takes so long to like write in a journal and like do diary, like oh, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to like I keep forgetting, but I'm trying to like write in this every day, and like it's so hard to keep consistent, like keep being consistent about it. But like I'm supposed to like write in it every day for like 4 years of my life, and then like the college life, right? Yeah, I need to like keep up with it. But yeah, I was just want to like talk about, I don't know, just things going on in my mind, and like college and all of that. I have my notes. But I was like, so in like class for evolution, we're learning, I'm taking bio 124, which is like the evolution course, right? And then there was this, I mean, the professor, he was always like saying things about evolution and how like there's like legit a quote, like I like wrote it in my notes because I was like, wow, this is actually very like reflective of how the human, I guess how like the secular world views creation and like how we're made and stuff like that. And he was saying we're all just a collection of a bunch of mistakes. And like after he said that, he was like, oh, uncomfortable laughter, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, right? And then yeah, and I was just like, oh, that's like actually like really sad, cuz I don't know. And then like during the like the course of this course, like I felt very, okay, so like evolution is like usually like very controversial for like Christian and secular world, because like everyone's like, no, God's creation, and evolution's like, no, we're from monkeys and stuff like that. But I feel like the main issue that I find with evolution is just that how much lack of faith humans have in creation and who they are. And it's just that like they found proof of some of these things, but they're very like minor. They're like about like insects or like fish or like some wild thing out in the nowhere, like these birds in this isolated island, and they like to do all these studies, and like what they've seen is true, right? They collected the studies and the data and whatnot. But when they keep talking about like these things that are happening, like these mutations, like natural selection is a force. Now, where does that force come from? Now, like, if I asked this in lecture, my teacher would probably be like, oh, the unsatisfying answer is that it just is. But I know the answer. No, not you can tell anyone. But the answer is God. Like seriously, like all these like mutations that are random. Are you sure about random? Randomly happening, and then these like natural selection force that these traits just happen to happen, and these natural disasters that just happen to randomly happen. Like, oh, oops, the volcano erupted and now the flora and fauna or whatever is black, and all of the black organisms are now like favored and all the white ones are dead. And like, who caused that? Or what caused that? God. I just, the lack of faith in evolution and science and our creation just makes it very depressing if you think about it. Because if you're in a secular world, you believe that you are just a culmination of mistakes. that that is so not true. Like, everyone has worth because God made us fearfully and wonderfully. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. When God made us, he was like fearful, as in he was so careful, like dealing with something fragile that you're scared that you're gonna hurt it, or like, it's just so, you want to make the best out of it. You want to keep it and hold it and take good care of it and like love on it and fearfully, like reverently make it. You're not just like, okay, like randomly, like carelessly, just put this dust together. Oh, poof, oh look, there's Jemine. It's just like, it's not like that. We're so wonderfully made, and it just makes me so sad that the world thinks that they're a bunch of mistakes. Yeah, that was, I don't know. I understand that evolution has like some facts based on it, but there's so many things that are not based on facts. And it's just like our, like humans dug up some fossils, dug up some this, dug up all this data that is there, but because so many pieces are missing, no one was alive back then, we don't know how long it took, and because all of these things are random in their mind, they think they can just like conjure up a reason. But as they go like further and further in time with less and less data, they have to make up their own reasoning. So I think evolution is just a way of humans understanding what God already did. Actually, science in general is understanding what God already has done. Like, we're studying molecules and like things in chemistry. Why do I need to learn about one pentyl or whatever? It's just like I'm studying God, what God already made. Like, God already put those carbon rings around and made them react in certain ways, and for single and double bonds, and made it so that it's harder to, move in the three and double bond. And it's just all of these things that is already created by God, and then humans are like, oh, I want to understand it. And then God is good and he lets us work, right? He gives us purpose. He's like, okay, so I can let the humans, use science as a way to figure out how I've made things and how to like manipulate it and like make things for their own, like for their own civilization. Like, we can make like polymers now, we can make like clothes, we can do all these things with science. But when we reach that limit that God has like, set for us, like now we're starting to like, you hear all these controversial, and they're controversial because we know deep inside that God made us to know that there's this boundary, that hey, you can go this far to heal others in surgery or whatever, but if you cross that line and you're just gonna start to like make new humans or like do like this crazy stuff with like CRISPR and whatnot, like then we're trying to take the place of God, where we're like, hey, I can do better things, I can create better than God, and I can like do this and do that with science. Then there's that barrier, right? And like I feel like innately in all of our, like in our soul, we know it's wrong to go past anything that God has set up that boundary for. Like, I guess, yeah. I mean, there's so many controversial things to talk about, and I feel like there are many perspectives that I can't get into because I don't even like know all of them. But I just feel like, yeah, I just wish humanity had more faith in God and his miracles and his hand and his work in our lives, because then we would stop trying to take the place of God, fearing that nothing will be done if we don't do anything. Well, God's already doing all his stuff. He's working. Already working, like in Waymaker. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I can feel it, you're working. You never stop working. Yeah, our pastor really loved that song, so we sang that a bunch during our retreat just like a week ago. Haha. Hasn't even been a week. It was last weekend. These weeks now, I'm on like week 5 right now, and this is like winter quarter, so then it's like 10 weeks, and then the 11th week is finals, and then it's like, it just feels so, like, my concept of time is like so messed up right now, because it's like, I feel like I was just a winter break, but at the same time, I feel this time, the events, when I think about what I've done so far, I'm like, oh, I've done a good amount. So then I'm like, oh, I guess it makes sense that it's the 5th week. But then at the same time, I'm like, what? I just started. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then I have exams. I just had exams last week, and then now I have exams this coming week. And then, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been a long talk, so I guess I'll go. I have to go to English now to do English. I'm hoping we don't have in-class essay next week, but I think we do, because it's like midterm week next week, right? Every like 4th, 6th, 8th is midterm week, and then 10th or 11th is exam week. So then I'm guessing that's what the rhythm will be like until spring break. Ooh, if I end because my last final's on Tuesday, and supposedly break starts from Friday, but then if I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have like a few extra days, and I'm going home. So yay! I really miss home. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna call mommy while I walk, because I haven't called her, or I haven't talked to her in a long time. I've called her many times, but I think she's like really busy, and like I call her at night, and I forget that like she probably sleeps earlier than I do, lol, even though we're 3. I call her at like 12, and then it's like 9 over there, and I'm guessing she's already slept. So yeah. Okay, I'll see you. Thanks for talking with me. Bye. Again, I keep hitting this speaker here, and then it like fuzzes out. Is it which speaker was it? I don't know. I'm sorry. Every time I record something, because I have to hold the phone like this, and the speaker is on this side. So every time I hold it, I'm like covering up the speaker, which is why like in the right ear, it feels really cloggy. I really don't like that. So I'm gonna try to like hold it better. But yeah, sorry for that. Sorry.